Sunday, June 25th. We're about to begin a very exciting weather podcast. Just before we start, though, I just want to point out that we have many cities in the country right now that are under an enhanced risk for severe weather. This includes Cincinnati, Ohio. In fact, the following cities are at the highest risk for severe weather today: Cincinnati, Ohio, Nashville, Tennessee, Memphis, Tennessee, Columbus, Ohio, and Indianapolis, Indiana. Those 5 cities are at the highest risk for severe weather today. They're at an enhanced risk. What's expected to happen is a severe weather outbreak at some point this afternoon is expected to develop. The National Weather Service, of course, could provide more details on that. But what I could say is that initially, the breakout is supposed to occur as individual supercells with a higher possibility for tornadoes. This is especially true for portions west of Interstate 75. As the evening goes on, eventually this is expected to develop into a squall line, and at that point, very few tornadoes, if any, will be in existence. However, the main threat at that point will be strong damaging winds and large hail that will move southeast. A line moves southeast across these cities later on this evening. The storms are expected to, it's very difficult to figure out when storms develop, but the conditions in many areas around there are very humid. Dew points in some locations have gone up into the mid to upper 70s. This is going to provide an enormous amount of fuel for these storms. The National Weather Service does expect some power outages to occur. The area population within this region is 18,928,621. We have other cities which are in a slight risk for severe weather. That includes Detroit, Michigan, Cleveland, Ohio, Toledo, Ohio, Birmingham, Alabama, and Akron, Ohio, Akron. And then marginal risk is Atlanta, Georgia, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Shreveport, Louisiana, Mobile, Alabama, and Columbus, Georgia. The enhanced risk, the chances, when we say an enhanced risk, it goes like this. The marginal is about a 10% chance within a 25-mile radius, or to be exact, 5 to 15%. Slight is about a 20% chance, and enhanced is a 30% chance of seeing severe weather anywhere within a 25-mile radius. I'll just read you the first paragraph of the Storm Prediction Center, Norman, Oklahoma, issued 11:30 a.m. Central Daylight Time. Scattered to numerous severe storms are expected through tonight across a broad portion of the Midwest, Ohio Valley, into the mid and deep South. The greatest threat for tornadoes, at least a couple of which could be strong, appears to be in the eastern Indiana, western Ohio, and northern Kentucky vicinity during the late afternoon to early evening. Eastern Indiana, western Ohio, northern Kentucky. I can't think of a more ideal spot than Cincinnati for that. Anyways, that's late afternoon, early evening. And then, as we pointed out, after that initial development, a squall line is expected to develop. At that point, the chances for tornadoes goes way down, and the main threat becomes damaging winds. Another thing that should be pointed out is that Cape Girardeau, Missouri, and the Paducah, Kentucky County Warning Area. Areas around Paducah, Kentucky are dealing also with extreme heat today as well. There is extraordinary heat and humidity taking place in that area. In fact, temperatures are expected to hit 100 degrees in Cape Girardeau today with the heat index of 107. Enjoy the episode. You've been listening to Weather with Enthusiasm.